You do this, you don't get gyno, don't get ED, don't get acne, you just get nandrogenic. Hold up. Nandrolone, what's that? Okay, nandrolone is a synthetic version of testosterone. It comes in 2 flavors. NPP is the espresso version, which takes 7 to 10 days to really feel. Then we have Deca, which is the brand name for Deca decanoate. That's going to take 4 to 6 weeks until we're really cooking on it. With these things, they're all dose dependent. This is me on nandrolone with 2 30-ton boulders resting upon my scapula. The muscle manifestation on Deca is nuts. My problem was I had no chest. The good thing was though, I had no side effects. Once I lost the intracellular water and then I went into a TRT phase, my weight dropped down to 97 kilos. And right now I'm on NPP. I've only started a few weeks ago with 100 milligrams per week. But as you can see, there is less water retention and more definition. But this is due to other factors like my diet, my energy expenditure. I've got other drugs like primobolan in the system as well. It's gonna make a big difference. There's big gains to be made, but big risks and big dangers. If you're not willing to get blood work done on this shit, stay on the porch and let the big dogs run the show. It's about the ancillary drugs, the supplements, the right food, and of course, the blood work every month. I get shudders down my spine when people come to me and say they've had their blood work done every 3 to 6 months. When you mix drugs together, tests and nandrolone, there's going to create a certain environment in your body. These are the kind of biomarkers that I would be looking at if I was doing this stuff. Nandrolone impacts aldosterone levels, which regulates salt and water balance. That's why I gained so much weight and lost it and looked different in the mirror. It has this ability to mimic aldosterone's mineralocorticoid activity. So fluid retention is a big concern. Blood pressure checks and hypertension medication is essential. And if someone has not got a grip on their diet, it's going to be highly problematic. Sprinkled on top, if we have excessive amounts of sodium, leads to an impaired kidney function. Now, the famous Deca Dick comes from when you combine nandrolone with too much testosterone. The prolactin and progesterone is going to be increased with the high free estrogen. When it goes too high, the limp noodle appears. If you dose your test at too high levels, that's where you get all the side effects flooding in. And let's not forget, the higher the body fat, the more we're going to aromatize on the test. Can I do a cutting cycle on it? It will make you hungry. I currently have it in my cutting stack right now, but I am using it with plenty of food because at the start of my diet, I want to have lots of food and high energy expenditure and the NPP coming in, protecting my joints and giving me savage strengths and pumps in the gym. But towards the end of the cycle, if the NPP is elevated, and I have too much hunger, I would take it out. Or I can add melanotan 2, which is something that's very potent at reducing the appetite. It's a miracle for injuries to the shoulder, knee, or elbow. Not so much lower back. There's more lubrication when I'm training. The anti-inflammatory effect is like using cortisol. However, that's actually muscle catabolic, means it eats your muscles. You don't want to be doing that too much. So we can train, eat, put slabs of muscle on that damaged area if it's the shoulder. The danger here is you're going to feel over lubricated when you're training. So if you do have an injury under there, it's going to mask that injury. So I recommend you train with textbook form. And when you come off it, the joint's going to be supportive with all that new muscle tissue and you won't have the pain. This is just from my experience, from where I've had an elbow injury, snowboarding, and also a dislocated shoulder. Just as the hydraulic pressure enhances the force that's transmitted through a system, nandrolone, with its ability to boost intravascular volume, gives you that enhanced oxygen and nutrition delivery to muscles. Even if you're in a calorie deficit, strength is skyrocketed. Working weights now appear to be warm-up weights. When I was off nandrolone and just in my TRT phase at 200 a week of test, I'd go into the gym, I'd be like, yeah, 2 or 3 sets, that's good for me. But as soon as nandrolone enters the frame, it's like, fuck that. We are doing 5 sets. So you really have to be disciplined when you're doing this stuff. It can get dangerous. I recommend 10 to 20 reps per set. Work in a scalable program, so you're not going too hard too soon, and factor in deloads. If you're like me and you love your training, Nandrolone is the bomb. I guess it's the fluid-powered lifting capacity that never gets old, even in a cutting phase. But do not do NPP or Deca if you can't understand how to manipulate your blood work to avoid sides, you struggle with a consistent diet, you don't have any idea of cycle design, and you are 1000% confident you are not going to mess yourself up if you take it, because when it's in the wrong hands, this stuff is a nightmare. If you think you might need expertise on your mission to level up, and you don't want to cause yourself some harm on that route, you can reach out for help and guidance. There's a link in the description box below. You hit that link and I'm gonna get back to you as fast as I can. The next video coming up is about Test and Deca. I really couldn't cover everything that you need to know in this video. Hang tight, see you in a flash, brother. Nandrogenic.